As that work gets underway, we're learning more details about how many warning signs law enforcement officers received about Robert Card and how they handled them.
Earlier this week, we heard from Sagadahoc County Sheriff Joel Mary and received documents from his office that detail their interactions with Card, which show they never made face-to-face contact with him. Card's family first contacted the Sagadahoc County Sheriff's Office in May of this year. His ex-wife and son warned a deputy that Card had 10 to 15 firearms and was acting paranoid and even had angry rants to shoot someone. They also suggested contacting his Army Reserve supervisors. Deputies did and learned Card's unit leaders were also concerned about his recent decline in mental health. In mid-July, Card traveled with his Army Reserve unit to New York for annual training, the military tells us. At the time, his fellow unit members say Card made similar paranoid statements that people were calling him a pedophile. Unit members took him to a hospital on base. 2 days later, he was transferred to a civilian sector mental health hospital. Deputies were told Card stayed there for 14 days. In August, Card tried to buy a silencer for a firearm, but was denied after he truthfully filled out a federal firearm transaction form saying he had been committed to a mental health hospital. Sagadahoc County Sheriff Joel Mary says they were never notified of this, and they would only be notified if he had been successful. In September, the Army Reserves asked the Sagadahoc County Sheriff's Office to check on Card's well-being. That's when deputies learned Card had made threats while he was training in New York. Text messages between unit members say Card punched his fellow unit member, told him he had guns, and threatened to shoot up the drill center in Saco and other places. That unit member said he was worried Card was going to snap and commit a mass shooting. That's when Sagadahoc County deputies put out a File 6 notice, an attempt to locate teletype. It warned that Card was armed and dangerous, was suffering from psychotic episodes, and made threats. The next day, a Sagadahoc deputy went back to Card's home with a Kennebec County deputy as backup. They said they heard him moving around inside, but he would not answer the door. The following day, that deputy talked to Card's brother about getting the guns away from Robert. He also said to call them if they felt Card was a risk to himself or others.
After that, we did not hear anything from the family, from Mr. Card, or was there anything else.
Sheriff Joel Mary says if they had made face-to-face contact with Card, they might have been able to take him into protective custody.
Based on the information we had, we would have been able to do an assessment on him. We weren't able to do that, so we had to rely on whatever else we could, and that was that communication with the family and with the guide unit for those who knew him.
1 month goes by, and Sagadahoc County cancels the File 6 notice. 1 week later, Robert drove to Lewiston and shot and killed 18 people and injured 13 others.
I certainly wish it would have played out much differently. I do, and that's part of what I have to think about, you know, and I'll tell you, I think about what could we have done, what should we have done, was there anything different we can do, and how do we respond to this in the future.
Sheriff Mary says he believes that there could be better communication between the variety of state, local, and federal agencies.
Just the first of many conversations they will be having.